Hi there, my Fitness Over 50 tribe and my Manna with Johanna tribe. Yes, Manna with Johanna is back in form of a 10-minute noon tips and recipes series. So here we are today. I'm introducing you to me being allowed to be a little funky and just me in my living room. Whatever happens, happens. But I have prepared tips and recipes for 31 days, June 13th through July 13th. We will have 31 days of tips and recipes at noon, and we'll see what happens after that. Maybe we'll make it a regular. But that's what we're doing today, tips and recipes at noon, Manna with Johanna. And of course, I am Professor Johanna Sophia of Johanna's Raw Foods and the upcoming boot camp for Queens that I've just expanded to boot camp for Queens and Kings because the requests by men were quite frequent. And so I hope that I can provide some things that I do and probably I consider normal or I consider logical that may help you to go more toward the self-healing path of existence. Let me tell you for that, thank you for those hearts. For the last 15 years, very strongly so, I have lived as a raw food person. I would say 95% raw because I do taste the cooked vegan stuff that my kids make from time to time. And hi, Rhonda. So yet another media blitz. I am doing Manna with Johanna at, thank you for all those lovey-doveys and smiles, so that I can share tips and recipes with you guys at noon, every day, Monday through Friday. Don't know, I might do a couple of weekend specials, but right now, Monday through Friday, tips at noon. So today's tip is actually not so much a food tip, although that plays into it as well. Happy New Day, Rhonda. Happy New Day to you too. Love that you're here and hope to be working together soon. So my tip today is that I realize again and again that we cannot allow ourselves to be frustrated. Frustration with the world and its status quo is something that grips us, that drains our energy, that wants to suppress or oppress us. And when we allow that, we're not helping the rest of the world that frustrates us to get any better, right? We're not helping ourselves to get any better or any more productive in this world toward change. We're just making ourselves miserable by allowing the world to frustrate us. And I just wanted to tell you, because it's so fresh, I had this experience. I was visiting with a friend, and as I was driving up there, he is transitioning to the West Coast and is staying with friends temporarily, driving into the backyard, and it was such a horrible mess of junk, and and it's the typical American lack of need for beauty and order. And so I went into this whole rant about that I've not seen this, and it's true, I have not seen this kind of lack of creating an environment for ourselves. Hi, Lori. In any other country. And I counted the other day, I've been to 27 countries on this little planet. I have not been to Asian countries, but of course I've been to Asian households in this country. So I have not seen that kind of disorder and the ability to live within that disorder in any other culture. So I was kind of philosophizing about this, but it all came out as if I was accusing this friend of allowing himself to live in this environment that is not even his. But you know what I'm saying? It frustrated me at that point. It frustrated me so much that I have to deal with this, even though I have this desire to teach people that creating beauty in your life, creating health in your body, creating well-being, creating composition of everything we do, even the food we prepare, creating the food so that it's beautiful to look at, that we get this little smile, this tingle of satisfaction that we humans derive from seeing something beautiful, from hearing beautiful music, from feeling somebody's touch that feels loving and beautiful, and I'm sure from smelling a rose or a flower that we love the smell of, or just this spring was so strong. I was running a lot in the woods on the trailway up here, and when certain trees were blooming, it was just this cloud of awesome perfume, natural perfume from the tree flowers. So we are beings of beauty and of joy. So my first tip of Manna with Johanna at noon is allow yourselves to create beauty and find the beauty and indulge in it wherever you see it around you. Of course, I also did my typical thing. I apologize, and herewith I apologize publicly for getting so frustrated with these environments that, of course, people are not doing intentionally. It's a whole cultural thing that we all grow into, particular ways of living, that we have to make an effort to get out of, but we can, and we can get out of getting frustrated because we make an effort to focus on the enjoyable and to step back from that frustration and that judgment and just look at things as a development in history. And so I'm almost up with my time, so I'm like wanting to wrap up this frustration bit. Allow yourself to transform your frustration into joy. And here's my daughter taking out her little dog. You probably saw them walk past in the back. And again, I heard another friend yesterday saying to me, I get so frustrated when my fiance's cats walk all over me, and I don't like cats in my bed, and how am I dealing with this? So turning that, if we can, into an enjoyment of the lovingness that cats can provide, or gently setting the boundaries that is just not going to make me happy, are the two avenues out of that situation rather than being frustrated. And that's my tip for today. Let's turn frustration into, let me drink a little water here. Let's turn frustration into the realization that we have the choice of seeing something, being aware that it is not what we like and appreciate, that we maybe find it terrible. Of course, our whole political situation at the moment needs that training more than anything else. We really need to train ourselves not to get frustrated, but to turn that energy into making even more of an effort of turning our own environment into beauty and our own food into self-healing, so that we're not dependent on these systems and cultural habits that people indulge in, that can be interpreted even sometimes as abusive, right? I mean, things that frustrate us can be abusive. And to turn that into an understanding of this is how people are, setting our boundaries, and understanding that if there is a willingness to accept our advice, we can help people out of creating those environments and or those reactions that are destructive to their own happiness and of course to our happiness, and creating the more of an environment and teaching that environment, inviting our friends into an environment where they can learn how beautiful it is to be in pretty environments. And there's always more to be done. So I'm not saying my place is the prettiest, but I did stop by the roadside, and where did I put them? Oh, I put them, you can't see them from here, and picked a whole bunch of flowers that were growing wild by the roadside, and of course put them into a vase at home here, and enjoying this beauty, this plentiful beauty that we have in our nature and on this little planet that we can enjoy and use for our own improvement. My father said, beauty creates peace. And he meant that kind of beauty, beauty in our architecture, beauty in our environment indoors, beauty in our celebrations of sitting together with people, sharing food, all of that, hearing beautiful music, creating beautiful music. He was a painter, obviously creating paintings and putting them on our walls and enjoying them. You see my kids' paintings. Oh, well, you have reflections there. And there's a painting of that my father did, but I'd have to go closer to that. Yeah, the other ones you can't really see from here. I'll introduce you as the days go along. So from now on through the 13th of July, 13th of June through 13th of July, Manna with Johanna, manna meaning wisdom also in many indigenous languages. It's not just the biblical thing for food that feeds the many. So it's that double meaning that attracted me to the word manna. So wisdom plus the right nourishment is what I promote here. So that's it for today. That's my tip for today. Of course, check out Johanna's Raw Foods. Check out the boot camp for queens and kings. It's not yet on the website, but ask me about it. I will repost it here again and again as well. And my time is up, more than up. I always go over time. This is terrible. I will learn. I will also have the occasional guest. And it's Manna with Johanna at noon, Monday through Friday. Mwah! Ciao. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.